Hey, this is Steve Seflu, and welcome to Another Lifestyle. Today, our guest is Lacone's own Jennifer Baptiste, who is the event director of a brand new festival, a food festival in St. Tammany Parish. The first annual St. Tammany Parish Hamburger Festival.
Yes.
Jennifer, tell us about it. And how did this start? You said you worked with a group called the Team of 20.
Team of 20 Productions is a group that I became affiliated with.
Okay.
And we wanted to do something different, and we thought of a hamburger festival.
Nobody's done that.
Not in our area, no.
And this Team of 20 is statewide?
Statewide. We have some people from Tangipahoa Parish, from St. Tammany Parish, from
St. James, St. Charles?
St. James, St. Charles, all the way in Lafayette, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How often do y'all meet, or do you Zoom meet with the price of gas?
No, actually we have been meeting on the grounds almost every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, y'all sat down and somebody said we need to have a festival?
Louisiana is all about festivals.
And
we
food.
love our festivals.
Absolutely.
And we love food. So we have so many others, and it was like, man, what else can we do? What would be different? Mm-hmm. And it was all about the burger.
When are the dates?
The dates are May 20th through the 22nd.
Okay.
So that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And it's at where?
It's at the St. Tammany Parish Fairgrounds, right there in Covington.
Right. And what's the phone number for people to contact you?
You can contact me at 985-249-1801.
And what is the website?
The website is sttamihamburgerfestival.com. You can get all of
and
the
no
information.
periods between St. Tammany and all that good. All right. And it's Friday from what time?
Friday, the gates open at 4,
Okay.
and entertainment starts at 6.
And it goes till?
Probably about 10.
Saturday?
Saturday, gates open at 8. First act goes up at 10. And
Okay.
we'll probably run all that day, and ending out with Sharon Rock.
Okay. Sunday?
Sunday, same thing. The gates open at 8. First act goes up at 10. And we will end it with a wonderful Latin artist by the name of Firmin Jabalos.
And y'all started doing this in January?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. No, wait, it's $10 for adults.
Yes.
$5 for
Students.
and children under 6 is free.
Yes.
And you pay for your food. And
Yes.
now you said you need vendors?
Lots of vendors. We will be in a covered area with our vendors, our business vendors. The fee is $300 to be a vendor.
Arts and crafts.
For arts and crafts or in-home businesses.
Okay.
As well as our food vendors. The fee is $400, and that can be a food truck or anything like that. Yeah.
But they have to cook hamburgers, and something they can cook something else, but they have to cook hamburgers.
Correct. Now we have like some dessert vendors. Of course, we don't have to make them do a hamburger, but the majority of our vendors, we would love for them to definitely do a hamburger. They will also be entered into a hamburger competition. So if you think you
You need judges?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Are you offering to be a judge?
I'll be a judge. Sure, why not if you need a judge. So the judges eat a hamburger. Oh my God, eat part of a hamburger.
Yeah. We'll probably have them cut up.
How many vendors do you have now cooking?
Cooking, we're looking for 30.
30.
So we're almost halfway there. Yeah.
And how many arts and craft vendors?
We have room for 142. Yeah.
Gee, how many do you have?
We are a third of the way there. So we have plenty of good room. Wow. Come on in.
And it's all indoors.
Yeah. You're under the pavilion, where they have the rodeos.
Do they have rides?
Yes, we'll have carnival rides.
And the rides are extra. I guess you get the tickets.
Yes, you can get tickets or the bracelet. Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about the eating contest. There's the hamburger eating contest. Now, how does that work? It's like the hot dog eating contest?
Just like the hot dog eating contest, but it's going to be hamburgers.
Oh,
yes.
gosh.
And we have a couple of people already entered for that.
How big are these burgers? Are they like crystal burgers or are they like burgers?
Well, they won't be sliders.
Oh, good.
They'll be a regular size burger.
Oh boy, that's going to be a lot to put down.
It's going to be interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good word. So what else? What else can you tell me? Hamburger eating contest. What else?
Hamburger cook-off. So if you have the best wild game burger, if you have the best vegan burger or any type of specialty burger, we're looking for you.
So you don't have to be a vendor. You just say, I got my burger and I want to cook it. Is that right or no? Or you have to be a vendor?
We want them to be a vendor.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, well, the judges are going to determine. Oh, it says a people's vote then, I guess.
The people will have a vote.
Okay.
They may be the 7th vote, but we are going to have a panel of 7
judges. Okay.
Yes.
Whew, what else are we going to have? Hamburger eating contest.
Yes.
What else?
You'll have the carnival rides, and we have a full slate of music.
Tell me about the entertainment.
Okay, so we have country rock, we have Motown, we have Zydeco, we have Latin music. We are ready to go.
And if you go on the website, it shows the whole schedule of events.
It
and
does.
Everything.
It does.
And you've done all this since January?
Yeah.
You're good, honey.
Yeah.
You should go in the event planning business. Trust me.
Hey, I'm available. No.
And so this is going to be every year.
Yes, every year.
And you said the proceeds, some of them are going to go for next year's festival.
Correct.
And then some, y'all are going to pick a nonprofit.
We're going to select a nonprofit that we think definitely coincides with a lot of our visions. But yeah, we're going to choose one.
So what else can you tell us about it?
Let's see.
Weather won't be an issue.
Yes, May typically is a good time of the year because we have April showers bring May flowers, right? So
Hope it doesn't bring May heat either. But you'll be indoors, so that's okay.
Indoors to some degree. Of course, our vendors, our food truck vendors, they'll be lined around. But yeah, hopefully just in case there's any type of weather,
right.
Our stage, thanks to Silver Slipper, will be underneath a pavilion.
Silver Slipper does a lot in this area.
They do, and we're very appreciative of what they're doing for the festival. And then we have another pavilion where all of the vendors will be. Yeah.
I cannot believe you did this in 3 months.
Yeah. Don't forget about the baby crawling contest. We're looking for babies.
What's the age limit?
Well, I don't know if there's so much an age limit as to whether or not they're still crawling.
Oh, they have to be crawling.
They have to be crawlers.
Now, if they're walking, they're disqualified.
Disqualified.
You can't walk. You have to crawl.
You have to crawl.
You have to crawl to the starting line.
Yes.
And tell me about that. What are they going to do?
Well, we're going to have an area where one parent or one loved one is here and another loved one is here, and we'll see which way the baby goes, and hopefully he'll get across the finish line.
What do they get if they win? A hamburger?
No, we do have some prizes. They will get a gift card and have a little medallion.
Man, I'm just blown away.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
How many hamburgers do the vendors have to cook?
If they want to make various hamburgers, that's fine, but at least one, and their best one. So I've heard of shrimp burgers.
No, how many number? I'm talking about quantity. They're doing a shrimp burger, 100, 200?
Hey, if that's going to be their specialty from their booth, who knows how many they may need to have.
Man. All right, we got about a minute left. Anything else you want to tell me? Any other contest?
Let's see, hamburger eating contest, the cook-off competition, the baby crawling contest. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Are you looking for any entertainment? Like from schools or anything, or?
We are kind of stacked, but we will, hey, contact us, let us know what you have, and if we can find a place, we'll try to find a place.
So what are the dates again?
The dates again are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 20th through the 22nd, and we will have media night on the 19th. Okay. So any media outlet, just come and check out the grounds and
really?
And everything. Yeah.
Okay, but no hamburgers that night.
Probably no hamburgers that night.
Okay, so on Friday it's from 4 to 10?
Right, gates open at 4, entertainment starts at 6 p.m.
Okay, and Saturday it is 8 till whenever.
8
10.
till whenever. Whenever Sharon gets tired.
And Sunday, 8 till whenever. Should
Right.
we bring folding chairs for the entertainment if you need to?
You can bring folding chairs, but absolutely no food or drinks
Okay.
allowed in. Yeah.
Okay. And it's $10 for adults.
Yes.
$5 for,
Students.
to what age?
High school.
High school.
Yep.
Okay. And then kids 6 and under are free.
Yes.
985-249-1801.
That's it.
St. Tammany Hamburger Festival.com. Anything else?
I think that's it. Just we're welcoming everyone to come on out and
Are the
have
team
a
of
good
20 going to
time.
be there?
Team of 20 will be.
You need any help with anything, even though you need more vendors, arts and craft and food. Any volunteer help?
We
or
are
anything?
looking for some volunteers. We will be setting up a page on our website where people can volunteer and what time they would like to volunteer. Yep.
What do you need volunteers for? Like working at the gate and stuff like that?
To work at the gate, to help with backstage, to help with help the vendors out. We also will have our own beverage booth. They can help there as well. So
Okay, all right.
lots of things they can do.
May 21st, no, May
May
20,
20th.
21, 22.
That's it.
At the fairgrounds.
Yes, in
St.
Covington.
Tammany.
Yes.
St. Tammany Hamburger Fest, 985-249-1801.
That's it.
I am starving for a hamburger. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
You anytime, 20, 21, 22 May, Hamburger Festival. We'll be right back. Put it on your calendar.
Yes.
And we'll be right back with the next guest.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie, for all of us. Take a moment and find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
Hey, we're back, and we're going to be talking about grants with Miss Maria Landrum, who is the Service Learning Project Director for grants for the Brown Foundation and the STEM Library. Tell us about the grants, how it works with the Brown Foundation and service learning. I've gotten the grants, I've been very fortunate. Explain what service learning is all about.
All right, so service learning is not just community service. A lot of times people think that community service and service learning are synonymous, and it's not. The big difference between the two is that service learning is linked to the curriculum, and also a very important element is reflection activities throughout the entire project. So we want the students to constantly think about ways to improve their project. How are they feeling about their project? You know, part of it is social, emotional development as well. So it's different from community service or volunteerism.
Right. Now, the Brown Foundation offers this grant. Is it once a year?
Yes.
And these grants are due by May 6th.
Yes.
Okay. And any school can apply, correct?
K through 12 in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Okay. And you can do more than one application per school.
It's non-competitive, so if you wanted to submit 10 grants, go for it.
And you can ask for whatever.
You can ask for whatever, but you better have a good justification if you ask for a larger amount.
I understand. I understand. What are some of the, just to get the audience to know, I was fortunate enough to get a couple of grants. And tell us about the summit where you'll award the checks. It's at the Pontchartrain Center. Tell us about that event.
All right, so I'm going to be honest. I am new to this position.
Never been there?
I've never been to it. I've seen photos.
Phenomenal.
But it's coming up in September. We are bringing it back this year. Finally, COVID has calmed down.
Mm-hmm. It's big, and it's at the Pontchartrain Center. And basically, the year I was there, the Brown Foundation gave about $350,000. They have schools that do displays, and they have food for the kids and the adults to eat, and you can bring busloads of kids.
Yeah.
What are some of the projects that you have funded, excuse me?
We were actually talking a few minutes before we started about coastal routes, coastal erosion. Yeah, those are common projects that people apply for, and it's one of the best examples, I think, of service learning. So I'm trying to think what else.
Well, I know Madisonville Junior High, we wrote a grant, and we have helped. In fact, we started the restoration of Pine Street Park in Madisonville, and the kids had a great time. They loved hearing about it from a master gardener and then doing what they learned in class, and they reflect about it. And the students reflect about and evaluate the experience, and you get those back, correct?
Yes, we do get samples of the reflection activities.
And if you get a grant this year, you can apply next year. You don't have to wait.
Correct.
Is that correct? You must get a lot of grants soon.
Not as many as we would like, actually.
Really? And one of the good things is the deadline is May 6th, but if you submit the grant prior to May 6th, you will review it and get back to the grantors?
Yes.
Grantees.
Yes, I encourage everybody, if possible, to go ahead and submit it as early as possible.
Okay.
I will work with you to fine tune it so that we can fund you.
Okay.
We want to give you the money.
Woo! They want to give the money. Show me the money. Okay. The phone number is 504-517-3584. And your website is stemlibrarylab.org/SLP.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what else can you tell us about the Service Learning Project?
I've been doing workshops since February, so if anybody is interested and they're not quite sure how to go about doing a service learning grant, or they don't have a full understanding of what it involves, you should join us for one of the workshops. The workshop dates are listed on our website.
Okay. And you have them on the North Shore and the South Shore, correct?
Yes, I have one scheduled for Saturday in Slidell,
Okay.
but I have done a few
This would
virtually.
be Saturday in March, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And it could be one person, two, it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
I know you get a pamphlet when you do the workshops, correct? They go
Yes.
through and tell you what you're going to do. Besides coastal restoration, what are some of the other items or other projects that people do, that the schools do?
You would ask me.
Well, I'm just curious. I know I was at one, and this one school had newspaper, and they folded it together and put soil in it to seed and sprayed it with water and said, here, this is going to sprout. And they've had displays of people, how is it to put these glasses on when you're driving and you've had too much to drink and you're impaired, and give you what the feeling is about that.
Those are good examples. I know community gardens, which we've spoken about before. That's something that people commonly apply for. Trying to think, what are some other ones? I think right now, suddenly, because I'm on the spot, I can't think of any examples. But
and I know from receiving grants that there is a final report you have to do, and you submit a budget just with the normal grant. But you can also, can you still get tickets to the World War II Museum?
Yes.
And I think, what's the other place?
Actually, the other incentive program that we had in place is no longer available because of COVID. But
take tickets to you can take students to the World War II Museum for free.
Yes. Okay.
And I know the festivals are great. If you get grants, you're invited, and it's a big gala. It blew me away. I'm telling you. And the Brown Foundation's very generous, but you look for certain things. We have talked, and you're focusing on what areas of the service learning, as far as how it goes from point A to point Z, as far as what the students learn, the purpose, and stuff like that. Can you expand on that a little?
Yes. The big thing that we're kind of looking for this year is proper implementation of the IPARD process.
And what's IPARD?
All right, it stands for investigation, preparing and planning, action, reflection, and demonstration.
Okay.
So when that's implemented, you want to start with discussing with the students, if possible, a community need, if it's possible to have them selected. I know that that's not possible with the way the grant is set up. So a lot of times the teachers will identify the community need, discuss it with the students, the root causes behind it, and decide on a plan of action that they can take to do some kind of service out in the community. But they're linking it to the classroom. So the example of what's being done with some of the schools with gardening.
Right.
They're learning about, soil cultivation and gardening, and then going out into the community and having that hands-on experience.
Right.
So preparing, planning, taking action, reflection, which is kind of confusing because it's actually supposed to happen consistently throughout the entire process. And then demonstration, we want the kids to showcase their work. So some type of presentation, maybe they could do a PowerPoint, they could do an assembly at school, research papers, but some way of showcasing what they have learned and accomplished.
What about a video?
Video is another good way to do it.
I know that the grant we got, we plan on having the broadcast team come out there and video, edit it, and show it on a daily broadcast. That way everybody can see it, and it generates interest for the next year.
I think that's a great way to do it.
So what else can you say? We got about a minute left. What else?
I'm going to go ahead and plug my organization.
Plug it.
STEM Library Lab. So basically the way the organization was started.
Wait, what does STEM stand for? Anybody doesn't know.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay, go. Plug it.
So the way the organization originally started was our executive director, Todd Wackerman, was teaching in the New Orleans public schools and noticed that there was a need for STEM equipment in science classrooms. So eventually he was able to start this nonprofit organization, and he has a lending library that's been set up so that if you wanted to borrow an anatomical model for your classroom, because, these things are expensive. Yeah. You could borrow that for your classroom. If you needed beakers for an experiment, you could talk to, the STEM librarian and borrow that. So it's a lending library, but it's expanded since that time, and we've just taken on the service learning program.
And where are you located?
We are located in Metairie on the North I-10 service road.
Okay. All right. So grant applications you can find online on the Brown Foundation Service Learning Projects.
Actually, the Brown Foundation's website redirects you to STEM Library Lab at this point.
Well, that's new. And the grants are due May 6th, but the earlier you put them in, you will look at them and get back and say you need to tweak this, this, and this to make sure you get funded.
Yes.
Okay. And then the phone number for any information is 504-517-3584.
Yes.
Website is stemlibrarylab.org/SLP.
Yes.
Yeah, SLP, I got it right. Something else I was going to ask you, I forgot. But anyway, so you will get back to the people and tell them, I know what. When did they get notified if they get the grant?
It'll be, I think it's August that we actually
usually
finalize
right when
things.
School gets back in session, they tell you. And you need people to apply.
Yes. Please.
Please apply. And I guarantee you, take it from me, Maria will call you on the phone and make sure you get it right.
We want to give away the money. You wouldn't think it would be this difficult to give away money.
Well,
but
once you get it right with the grant application, and you'll help the applicants do that.
Yeah, and the sooner you get it in, the more time I have to work, through the grant application with you. If you wait until May 6th when everybody is turning it in.
Everybody's going to be dropping it off at the office.
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
Yes.
When you're leaving to go home.
Then I don't have nearly as much time to devote the individual attention that some people need.
And if it's a service learning project that you want to do year after year, you can tweak it and continue it and get funding and apply for funding.
There are a number of projects where people continue them from year to year.
Okay.
Yes.
Once again, brownfoundation.org, and then takes you to STEM Library.
Okay, thebrownfoundation.org has an education page.
Correct.
And that education page under service learning will redirect you to STEM Library Lab.
Okay, you have to write a grant, I'm telling you. These people at the Brown Foundation, the STEM Lab, are fabulous, and they will work with you every step of the way. I can tell you, if you've ever written a grant, this is very unusual and very unique, and it's great. Call Maria. She wants to be your friend, and she wants to give you money. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it.
Anytime. You're always welcome. And we'll be back with our next guest in a few minutes. Call Maria, 504-517-3584. Go for it. You'll get some money and you'll be a hero. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
Need to pass anybody? Still on your left.
On your left. On your left. Do I need padding? I might. Once going the right way, I headed off on the track of the once mighty Illinois Central Railroad. Today, instead of trains, bikes, rollerblades, and running shoes now do their own version of the locomotion.
There's a lot of people out there that really like riding bicycles, whether it be hard riding. You see a lot of people out here riding, 100 miles a day, and this is our group for riding the slow bikes.
No matter how you pedal, the Trace offers both scenic views and cool brews.
It's pretty interesting. When you're in Covington, you're a little more north, so you're going to see a lot of longleaf pines and hardwood trees. As you get south towards Mandeville, it starts to become a little more marshy, a little more swampish, so you go through several different ecosystems. There's several breweries on the Trace, several cool little spots to eat, and several things for the kids as well.
If you are on the move, whatever moves you can be found on the Trace.
It's been raved as one of the top 5 in the country by a lot of cyclists that have come through, and they really enjoyed what the Trace had to offer, because there's a lot of cool stuff to do on the Trace.
Hey, we're back with the music producer of the Abita Opry, the man who runs the Abita Springs Museum, a former teacher. Were you the mayor of Abita too?
Yeah.
Mayor of Abita. He basically is
Coach.
Abita Springs. Coach. Anyway, Mr. Brian Gowland, who's going to talk about the Abita Busker Festival.
Busker, yeah.
Busker, excuse me. And it's April 3rd.
It is.
What time?
11:30 to about 7.
And what day of the week is that?
Sunday.
Okay. And is it free?
It is.
Wow. And where is it at?
It's at the Abita Springs Trailhead.
Okay.
On a museum stage.
Tell us about it.
The Abita Springs Busker Festival was initially dedicated to street musicians from New Orleans.
Okay.
And it still is. Because I discovered, once again, I got to define buskers.
Yes.
Buskers are street musicians who play for tips on the street.
Right.
And New Orleans has always had buskers. Like, want to mention a passing of the Grandpa Elliott, who was probably one of the most famous street musicians in the French Quarter.
Okay.
And he just passed yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, but the group of people that I became familiar with are young people who migrated to New Orleans following Katrina. A lot of them came down to lend assistance, AmeriCorps, and then some of them are musicians, and they found out that you can make pretty good money if you spending a day on Wall Street when there are a lot of tourists in town.
Okay.
And so they fell into that, and a lot of them are like really good, accomplished musicians, and they began to network out to other places in the country where they had friends who were also musicians. They drifted into New Orleans, but what happened as a result of that is these people began to drift into performing in the clubs at various festivals like the Jazz Fest and the French Quarter Festival, and gained a certain amount of notoriety, but still might be found playing music on the street.
Right.
Because they make good money on the street.
Put the hat out or the suitcase.
Yeah, open a guitar case. I have a little tip bucket, and anyway, and so these young people came in, and in my thinking, it was a shot in the arm of musical energy that added to the great New Orleans music scene.
Okay.
To me, I grew up, following New Orleans music all my life, but the post-Katrina musical explosion to me was like, wait a minute, the hurricane can almost destroy our city, but you can't destroy the spirit
right.
of the music in New Orleans on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because this goes back as far as Louis Armstrong and Buddy Bolden, the father of jazz music, were all street musicians at one time or another. And so it's an important part of New Orleans' music scene. Anyway, years ago, I encountered a group, which is the first group of buskers that we had at the Abita Springs Opry. It's Tuba Skinny.
Okay.
Well known worldwide now. Very, very popular, very much in demand, highly respected group of musicians.
Mm-hmm.
But they still can be found playing music in French Quarter,
Right.
on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They go
besides,
back to their roots.
and besides, but the thing about it is these young people who came in, they studied and learned and developed and really put their heart into understanding traditional New Orleans, Louisiana music.
Mm-hmm.
And so when our audience was overwhelmed, they loved the buskers, the Abita Springs Opry audience. I said, you know, this would be a good idea to have a festival devoted specifically to them. And so I contacted the New Orleans Jazz Fest Foundation and applied for a grant to help cover the cost of musicians. It's a 50-50 split. So it's a partnership between the Abita Springs Opry and the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival Foundation.
Right.
And so we do the music.
Mm-hmm.
The Abita Springs Museum Committee partners with us to do the logistics of the festival. They set up the food vendors, crafts, how the things laid out, you know, and I got the stage, I got the music, and they will take care of the rest of it. It's a great partnership, and we have a wonderful time in Abita Springs at the Abita Springs Busker Festival.
I can tell you the Jazz and Heritage Foundation is great about giving money. Our school's got some.
You know, the New Orleans, they are. The Jazz Fest Foundation, they give out a lot of money.
They do.
For live entertainments, to schools.
Yes, they do.
And they're very great to work with. They've never not granted us the money to help do the Busker.
Even when they didn't have the festival because of COVID, they still gave out grant money.
Well, what happened was they gave out the grant money pre-COVID,
Right.
and then we had to pull the plug. So I contacted them. I said, look, you want us to send the money back? I said, no, it's going to be more trouble for us to collect it than it was to, you know, give it out. I'm sure you're going to put it to good use. So what I did was, as soon as the COVID restrictions were lifted, I staged the Busker Festival last fall.
Okay.
But this grant, this year, the 22 grant, is for the one we're going to have in April.
How many performers are you going to have? And
6.
Who are they? I'm sure you know.
I have it right here.
You cheat that you always
Chief,
bring.
what do you know? I don't want to make a mistake here. I want to give everybody the credit.
You got it.
11:30 a.m. is the beginning.
What time the doors open up?
Whenever you get there.
8 o'clock?
Hey, you want to get a good spot? Bring your lawn chair, put it in an advantageous position.
All right.
11:30. Yeah, in other words, they'll start, you know, acting, getting everything ready by 11 o'clock. You know, people come early, they get their spot, they put out their lawn chairs and figure out what they're going to get, you know. And so we'll have food and beverages there and crafts. It's a lot of great event. It's a great venue, by the way.
Do you need vendors?
No, I think the museum committee handles that.
Okay.
And what they do is they recontact the vendors we've had, and they draw on some of the vendors from the Abita Springs Sunday market.
Okay.
Because we have a market every Sunday. Okay. 11:30, the Slick Skillet Serenaders.
Say that 3 times fast.
No. They're a jug band.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's not a band with jugs.
Uh-huh.
And they usually, because it's a style of music, it's a catchy, almost jazzy, bluesy, real bouncy, fun to listen to music. And they used to have the jug would provide the bass
Okay.
sound for the group, but now they use a tuba. Yeah. Anyway, it's a jug band.
We got 2 minutes left.
All right, 12:40. That's quick.
Well, you're a talker.
Yes, I am. 12:45. Sister Street Aces, traditional honky-tonk country and Cajun music.
Ooh.
Sister Street is in the Holy Cross neighborhood.
Okay.
That's where most of these people live. It's right up against the Industrial Canal Bridge.
Okay.
And it's named Sister Street because before they dug the Industrial Canal, they had a convent there.
Okay.
A little piece of New Orleans history. 2 o'clock, Ferd. They do originals, and they're rooted in the Mississippi Delta type music. Blues, original, old, specific. I heard they're very, very good. Then we got the Sunnyside Jazz Band, a new one, traditional New Orleans jazz.
Okay.
We always got to have that. At 4:30, James McClaskey and his rhythm band is a traditional New Orleans rhythm and blues group.
Okay.
And then at 5:45, of course, our feature act, perennial feature act for every Busker Festival, is Tuba Skinny.
Okay.
So that's a strong lineup.
How many people normally come? We got about 30 seconds left.
How many people show up?
Yes.
Oh, we get a couple of thousand.
Really?
Yeah, they come in and out because the brew pub will have music going there. Some people go to the brew pub, or they'll go across the street to Rosie's Bar and grab a drink or Bloody Mary and bring it over. And because the Busker Festival includes and embraces the local business owners.
Got you. Good.
And they'll have music being played at those places. I know the brew pub will.
Okay. So we're talking Sunday, April 3rd.
Sunday, April 3rd.
From
Free admission.
11:30 to 7.
11:30 to around 7 o'clock p.m. Everyone is welcome. Bring your lawn chairs. Come and spend the day. Abita's always friendly. We love people to come visit us. That's the history of Abita, has always been a embracing, welcoming community, and we want to welcome anyone who wants to come and just enjoy themselves in a very, very beautiful surroundings.
All right, my man.
Steve,
Thank you, Brian.
always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. I know you'll be back talking about some more music.
Always.
Always. And that's a wrap. So look, Sunday, April 3rd, the Busker, did I say it right? Busker Festival, April 3rd, 11:30 to 7. Where's it at?
Abita Springs Trailhead.
And if you want some more information, you can go to BM Gowland, GOWLAND, at AOL.com.
You can also do Abita Springs Busker Festival.
Okay.
Just go to Google, Abita Springs Busker Festival, Abita Springs Museum,
Okay.
Town of Abita Springs. They'll all have information about it.
All right. And that's it. You got a lot to do. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.